Jimmy Hoffa. The name still echoes through history. He was a powerful labor leader. He fought for workers' rights, but he also had ties to organized crime. Then, on July 30th, 1975, he vanished, gone without a trace. His disappearance became one of America's greatest mysteries. For decades, people have speculated about what happened. Was he murdered by the mob? Did they bury him under a football stadium? Or did his body end up in a landfill, lost forever? The questions linger. Hoffa's story is a cautionary tale. It's a reminder that power can be fleeting. It highlights the dangerous intersection of labor unions, organized crime, and political ambition. This is the story of Jimmy Hoffa, a man who rose from humble beginnings to become a legend, and whose disappearance continues to captivate the world. James Riddle Hoffa was born in Brazil, Indiana in 1913. His family was poor. They moved often, searching for better opportunities. Hoffa learned the importance of hard work and solidarity from a young age. He dropped out of school at 14 to help support his family. He took a job at a grocery store, where he witnessed firsthand the mistreatment of workers. This experience ignited a fire in him. He knew he had to fight for better conditions. In the 1930s, Hoffa became involved with the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. This was a powerful labor union representing truck drivers. He quickly rose through the ranks. His charisma and his willingness to fight for his members made him a natural leader. Hoffa's rise within the Teamsters was meteoric. He organized strikes. He negotiated contracts. He used his influence to improve the lives of countless workers. By the 1950s, he was a national figure. He was a powerful force in the labor movement. As Hoffa's power grew, so did the scrutiny. His close ties to organized crime became public knowledge. He was investigated by the government for corruption and racketeering. Despite facing numerous allegations, Hoffa remained a popular figure among many Teamsters. They appreciated his dedication to improving their wages and working conditions. In 1964, Hoffa was convicted of jury tampering and fraud. He was sentenced to prison. His imprisonment was a major blow to the Teamsters. But Hoffa still held considerable influence over the union from behind bars. In 1971, Hoffa's sentence was commuted by President Richard Nixon. There was a condition to his release. He was barred from holding any position in the Teamsters for 10 years. This infuriated Hoffa. He saw it as an attack on his legacy. He was determined to regain control of the union he had built. On July 30th, 1975, Hoffa disappeared. He had left his home in suburban Detroit to meet with two associates. The meeting was to take place at the Machus Red Fox restaurant. He was never seen again. According to witnesses, Hoffa was last seen in the parking lot of the restaurant. He was getting into a maroon Mercury Marquis Brougham. The car was linked to Anthony Tony Jack Giacalone, a powerful Detroit mobster. Hoffa's disappearance sparked one of the biggest FBI investigations in history. Agents followed countless leads. They conducted hundreds of interviews. But despite their efforts, Hoffa's fate remained a mystery. The disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa became a national obsession. Theories abounded. Some believed he was murdered by his enemies. Others thought he had gone into hiding to escape prosecution. The FBI investigation into Hoffa's disappearance was extensive. They quickly zeroed in on the most likely suspects, organized crime figures with whom Hoffa had long been associated. The investigation was hampered by a code of silence within the underworld. Witnesses were intimidated or unwilling to talk. Despite years of investigation, no one was ever charged in connection with Hoffa's disappearance. The case went cold. But the public's fascination with the mystery never waned. Over the years, there have been numerous alleged sightings of Hoffa. None of these sightings have ever been substantiated. The FBI officially closed the case in 2013. They concluded that Hoffa was likely murdered, but they were unable to determine the exact circumstances of his death or the location of his remains. The mystery surrounding Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance has spawned countless theories. Some are plausible, some are outlandish. but all of them reflect the public's enduring fascination with this unsolved case. One of the most persistent theories is that Hoffa was murdered by the mafia. He had made many enemies in the mob during his time as head of the Teamsters. Some believe he was killed as revenge for his attempts to regain control of the union. Another theory is that Hoffa was buried under Giants Stadium in New Jersey. This theory gained traction after a former mob hitman claimed to have disposed of Hoffa's body at the construction site. However, searches of the stadium have turned up nothing. The search for Jimmy Hoffa has taken investigators from swanky restaurants to desolate landfills. Each new lead, each new tip has reignited the hope of finally solving this enduring mystery. One of the most high-profile searches took place in 2006. The FBI, acting on a tip, dug up a farm in Michigan. They believed Hoffa might be buried there, but after weeks of digging, they came up empty-handed. Then, there was the theory that Hoffa's body had been cremated. This theory suggested that his remains were destroyed in a mob-owned funeral home. Despite the lack of physical evidence, the cremation theory remains a popular one. In 2013, the FBI received a tip that Hoffa was buried under a concrete slab in a Detroit suburb. This time, the tip came from Anthony "Tony the Greek" Zerilli, a high-ranking member of the Detroit Mafia. Despite Zerilli's detailed account, the search yielded nothing. Jimmy Hoffa's story has captivated the American imagination for decades. His disappearance has been the subject of countless books, movies, and television shows. The mystery surrounding his fate continues to fascinate and intrigue. Martin Scorsese's 2019 film The Irishman offered a fictionalized account of Hoffa's disappearance. The film stars Robert De Niro as Frank Sheeran, a mob hitman who claimed to have killed Hoffa. While the film's accuracy has been disputed, it reignited public interest in the case. Hoffa's story is a reminder of a turbulent time in American history. It was a time when organized crime held sway in many cities. It was a time when labor unions wielded immense power. And it was a time when the lines between right and wrong were often blurred. The disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa remains one of the most enduring mysteries in American history. Despite countless leads, numerous theories, and decades of investigation, his fate is still unknown. The case continues to fascinate and frustrate in equal measure. Some believe that the truth about Hoffa's disappearance died with the mobsters who orchestrated it. Others hold out hope that one day someone will come forward with the missing piece of the puzzle. Until then, the mystery of Jimmy Hoffa will live on. Hoffa's legacy is complex. He was a flawed hero, a man who fought for the working class while consorting with criminals. His story is a cautionary tale about the corrupting influence of power and the dangerous allure of the underworld. And it serves as a reminder that some mysteries may never be solved.